Hello, everybody, and welcome back to On the Fence, the only sports podcast that you are allowed to listen to. I am Scooter Van Gogh, and with me, as always, is that Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity, Roman Rubio.
We are about to hit the pinnacle of sports season. October is a beautiful month where sports are kind of nonstop every day. And as sports fans and fans of this podcast, you all should be freaking hyped.
And it's the only time that baseball is exciting.
That is also true.
The playoffs are like, I feel like I don't mind watching baseball during the playoffs, and now we have exciting baseball.
Yeah,
that matters, and all the other good sports are here too. So nice.
I got a joke for you. What do the Dallas Cowboys and baseball have in common?
What?
October is the only month that they feel like they have a chance.
Oh boy,
love you, Sean.
Not good.
Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, we got a banger for you guys today. I'm gonna be talking about the Week 4 wrap up. Maybe give some early MVP faves who we got. Maybe might overreact a little bit about some other stuff that's going on in the NFL. We're gonna talk about our favorite players from Panthers and Chiefs history. Both of us, each team. So that'll be interesting to see who we got as favorites for the other person's team. We're going to talk about Bronny. Is LeBron already ruining Bronny's legacy? Find out next on Defense. But just shut up. To kick it all off, we had a big trade happen in the last couple days. Karl Anthony Towns was traded from the Minnesota Timberwolves to the New York Knicks for Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, and a first-round pick, I believe. But the true winner of the trade, you want to take this, Scooter?
Yeah, it's the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets coming out of this trade with 3 second-round picks, a couple guys who probably, like, on most teams probably wouldn't get much play time, but we'll see what happens with them. Maybe there'll be interesting little trade pieces. And we got $7.2 million in cash. So... Hey,
right in the pocket.
Yeah, baby. Right in the pocket, baby. So I feel like we're winners there. We snuck in. We got a little bit of free stuff.
The only guaranteed winners of the whole trade.
Yeah.
Both other teams, they could blow up in their face.
That is true. I was pretty surprised by it.
I was insanely shocked by it.
Yeah, I thought after the run that Minnesota had last year that they might have been like, okay, let's try it one more time to see like what happens. And I guess they were fine with that. And I don't really understand. So first off, I think out of the two teams that actually traded big assets, I think New York got the better end of this deal. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is clearly the best player out of all of them. Now, I mean, if the Knicks turn out to be good, that first round pick that Minnesota gets really doesn't mean anything because it'll be a late rounder.
You're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, and also, I just don't see how you think this betters your team if you're the Timberwolves because. I think the beautiful thing about having Rudy Gobert and Cat is that even though they were two very big guys, they played very differently.
Very different styles.
And I don't watch a lot of Julius Randle ball, but he's not known for stretching the floor like Cat is. But I do think he can shoot a three.
Shoots like a solid 30%.
Yeah, so I mean...
Low 30s, definitely, from the three, so...
So, I mean, he could shoot, but, like, is he that guy like Cat was? No, and...
He can definitely be really inconsistent, but yeah.
And then, like... do they believe that Anthony Edwards having the ball more is how, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that what they're trying to do? Is take the ball out of somebody else's hands and just let Anthony Edwards go, which could work, but I don't see it working very well in today's NBA because you need that second, third big all-star, and I don't know who that is now on the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this, it's definitely not to the magnitude that the other one was, but like the OKC trade right after they made the NBA Finals run, trading James Harden to the Rockets because they didn't want to sign him to an extension. The Timberwolves kind of a little different. They already signed Cat to an extension. Mm-hmm. They have Naz Reid coming up. They have other people that they may possibly want to re-sign. I think the main thing of this trade is the Timberwolves ownership didn't want to pay the tax, and that's going to be a lot of teams moving forward is the ownership, and people have to make come to a decision. Do we want to pay all this extra money for the team that we have right now, or do we want to pay less money but still try to compete? And that's the move that the Timberwolves made. I also think they're trying to maximize Anthony Edwards' championship window, like his prime, because getting rid of Cat gives you more flexibility to go out and sign bigger names in the future, like after maybe Julius Randle leaves or you decide not to re-sign them or you let Rudy Gobert go, stuff like that. You'll have more money to bring big names to pair with Anthony Edwards. That's a big gamble, especially coming off of last year where people definitely didn't see you as a team that was going to upset the defending champions and make it to the Western Conference Finals, but like it felt like you came out of nowhere and you were establishing yourselves like, hey, we're going to be here, we're going to be good. And then now you kind of just ruin that to restart the chemistry with two very important pieces that need to be added to this to make you successful. And other teams in the Western Conference, I feel like, got better or are progressively going to just jump them this year. And they're going to have to take a step back and rework towards where they already were last year. Really questionable move by the Timberwolves, I think.
Was Julius Randle on the Lakers team that won the championship?
No, he was on the Pelicans at that time.
So,
2020.
Like, this is the other thing. Is like it's not like you're trading. If you're the Timberwolves, it's not like you're trading for somebody who has a lot of crazy playoff experience that has like pushed teams like far in the playoffs. So that's the other thing is like you got rid of a guy who like I understand was going to be paid a lot more, but literally probably has more playoff experience than Julius Randle.
Has come through pretty big sometimes.
Yeah,
like he's had his moments where he hasn't, has moments where he has. He's been back and forth, but you definitely want a guy that's at least shown he can be there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't understand the move for the Timberwolves. I definitely understand the moves for the Knicks, who have to be a team that's close to paying luxury tax. Cause,
they're paying big time. They're going to be paying big time.
Yeah, because like they just have a stacked starting lineup.
They might be the most like expensive team in the league. I don't know. The Celtics have two $300 million players, so they probably are, but they're right behind them, and that's just their starting five, not even like the team as a whole.
Because Malik Bridges just got paid.
Yeah,
like,
Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges just got paid.
OG Anunoby just got paid.
Yep.
No, Mikal Bridges hasn't been paid yet. He got paid when he went to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But he's eligible soon for an extension, and people think he's going to take a pay cut like Jalen Brunson did. But Cat's been paid. Josh Hart kind of got paid. OG Anunoby got paid. And then Mikal Bridges, I think time is coming.
And then they just took Cat's contract.
Cat's contract is huge. Like $220 million, something like that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I mean, it definitely makes the Knicks team more interesting, I feel like. And really, and you brought this up one time when we were talking, it's just going to be how well their bench turns out to be. But with Tibbs. Thibodeau, he doesn't use the bench much, so just how many 3 or 4 role players can come out and help them out. But I mean, I feel like they also have guys that are versatile. Like Bridges can run probably 3 or 4 different positions. Cat can run power forward and center. Yeah. Like
Josh Hart can run pretty much any position.
Yeah, Josh Hart can run. Yeah, wherever they need him to. And I mean, Jalen Brunson, you'll probably want him at point guard, but he can probably run shooting guard if you needed him to for some reason. But I don't know why you but so I mean they could be banking on that too, where they just have a lot of versatility there to move around the few players that will come in for their rotations.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They're definitely like this is a team that's in a way, and in a lot of teams every year. I mean, you obviously don't want to plan for injuries, but this team's banking on health. Like they got their starting 5. They have Mitchell Robinson, who's still going to be injured to start the season, who's injury prone. Their other big man. You have other people that you hope take the next step to be good, solid role players, but outside of those 6 guys, you don't really have much. And you're one of those 6 injuries away from being in trouble come playoff time. But Tibbs is known to play his starters 40-plus minutes, even in the regular season. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, yet to be seen. Definitely, a health permitted, and they stay healthy. I mean, this is a championship level team for sure.
Actually, and I forgot we did give up something in the trade.
Oh, you had to give up something.
Yeah, we gave up a center. I forget his name. It's like Nenji. He played at Barcelona a lot.
I know
he's an overseas guy that apparently never wanted to come play in Charlotte. So there you go, buddy. Have fun in New York.
But yeah, I mean that's definitely a shakeup. The West. I mean, people. I mean, I think coming into this year, people really thought Minnesota was one of the top dogs in the West. Now, kind of a question mark and kind of room for somebody else to step up.
When you have a player like Anthony Edwards, you're always going to be able to make noise. But I mean, realistically, I think a second round exit will be the
best case scenario
for this team, how it's constructed right now.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe they got other moves in store.
Maybe they use that first rounder for something else. Maybe they try to move.
Maybe
some other pieces.
But
we'll
they better make sure that they're good in 2030 because the San Antonio Spurs have their first round pick in 2030, and if they suck, Wemby's going to get a baller.
Yeah,
maybe.
There's no way they suck in 2030. There's no way. Like
maybe Anthony Edwards leaves before then. Who knows? It is interesting. That's just a small thing that happened during the draft process where the Spurs got their first round pick in 2030. It's like, damn. Like,
I see what you're saying. They have Minnesota's.
So if Minnesota sucks,
that's
Wemby's about to get a baller. Like, better get a top overall pick. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's 6 years from now.
But outside of that, NBA is kind of starting to kick off training camp. Preseason games are about to start. There's like an Abu Dhabi series about to happen. Like the Celtics are a part of it. Did I say Abu Dhabi? Is it Abu Dhabi?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Some place. I'm maybe botching it. Maybe it's not Abu Dhabi. Maybe it's Dubai. I don't remember. There's a place where there's preseason games playing. I think on Friday. And the Celtics are one of them. I'll have to look that up. Sorry if I misplaced the wrong place. But that media day. So NBA news is starting to pick up. We'll be talking about that more as it gets closer. Anything? I know. There's one thing you want to talk about, but. So just talk about it. Talk about it.
I mean, media day is fun.
Yeah,
everybody has fun on media day.
Everybody has fun. And
it's just so fun. You're getting out there. You're getting your voice heard. And I don't know, man. Like, and it could be just me.
It is.
I just hate the whole, like, I don't know, man. Like, I hate the whole Bronny James, LeBron James dynamic so far, which, like, I understand it's special, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, it was such a forced situation. And then the clip that rubbed me wrong was the whole, he's the worst interview of the day. Like, I don't know. Like, so he gets on camera, says that Bronny's going to be the worst interview of the day, which is clearly a joke. I get it. You're joking. But, like, then it's the after. Like, that really, and I want to be clear, this has nothing to do with Bronny. And it has everything to do with LeBron. Like, and he just says the line, which, and then he goes over to, I don't even know what teammate it was, over-exaggerately daps him up. Wow! And then he does, like, the over-exaggerated arm wrapped around this guy's neck, like, full elbow bend. Like, he's got this guy in a headlock. And then, like, it is a corny little proud dad moment, so I'll give him that.
He is a 40-year-old dad. So.
But also, I don't know, man. Like, I feel bad. I feel bad for Bronny because, to me, is it about Bronny being in the NBA or is it about, oh, look, my boy, like, I got my son in the, like, I don't know, man. Like, but he did get his son in the NBA. Like, the only reason Bronny's there,
he doesn't think like LeBron is not like, oh man, I got my son in the NBA. Like, no.
Michael never got his son in the NBA.
No. LeBron is like, man, I'm so proud of my boy for getting in the NBA. It has nothing to do with LeBron being like, I'm this all-powerful God that got my son in the NBA.
And then let's just also think about this on Bronny's side, right?
Yeah.
You're at work, right? Yeah. You are at work.
He asked for this.
I know, which I don't understand.
So, yeah.
Bronny, you could have made money in college still, buddy. I don't understand why you asked for this. But you're at work. And at any moment, your dad will come around who is like the guy. Your dad's the fucking guy. So everybody wants to impress your dad. So I don't know, man. I just don't feel like that would be an awful situation. I just wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like to be in a place where I felt like my dad wasn't always trying to one up me.
He's not.
But that's what
he doesn't have to. He is.
I know he doesn't have to, but why are you showing up with Dad? Let me just have my fucking interview. let me just have my interview, Dad.
Let's take it from a different perspective. Let's just say that's a random, the new rookie that they draft in the second round that's not related to LeBron James, and LeBron says that and does the exact same thing. How do you feel? You don't care, do you? We're not even talking about.
I would still say the joke was corny.
I mean, he's a 40-year-old. He's gonna have corny jokes. You're a 30-whatever-year-old. I'm a 20-something-year-old, and we have corny ass jokes. Like, it happens.
All my jokes are bangers.
But here's the thing, and I know you say I don't want to go to work, and my dad's the guy. Like, I don't want to be in that environment. I'm sorry, your dad's one of the top 2 greatest players ever played the sport that you're playing. I kind of want to be there and learn from him, even though you've been learning from him your whole life. It never hurts to learn from him more, especially day to day, doing the same job for the same team with the same goal in mind at the end, and that's to win a championship. I I'm gonna hate talking about this all year.
And this is something that I stated on the show before. I think Bronny should have stayed in college.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Bronny could have made just as much money that he's probably making now in college, and he'd been able to develop.
Developing's better in NBA than it is in college. Developing in the NBA is better than developing in college because, like, let's take Karl Anthony Towns for example. Like, he barely shot the 3 ball in college. Like, no one knew that he was going to be this elite 3-point shooter, like one of the best big man 3-point shooters of all time in college, because they play like they're still in the 80s. So he goes to the NBA and bam, look at him. He's one of the best big man shooters of all time because he developed.
I think starting in high quality college games, like you being a guy who's making big time decisions and actions in college games, is better than riding the bench and maybe getting some playing time in the NBA and or probably going to the G League.
He's probably gonna play a lot.
Yeah, but like, I'm not saying that because G League has some good players. I mean, there's been a lot of great players.
You're saying but Chris Middleton, for example, is one of them. Derek White's one of them, for example.
I just wish the kid would have just stayed in college and he would have been able to play ball.
And he still that's the great thing. At least where the NBA's at right now is almost everybody that comes to the NBA or at least tries to get in the NBA and gets picked up by a team, you always have opportunities to play ball and to develop the way the NBA game is played, not how college basketball is played, which is, boring as shit most of the time. But even people that aren't Bronny, people that are undrafted free agents that sign to the training camp with a professional, with like the Lakers or somebody, yeah, they're going to get their chance to play during preseason and training camp and stuff. It's okay. But that doesn't pan out. They don't make the roster. They go to the G League and they play. Either they're a starter in the G League getting 30 minutes or they're a bench player getting 18 minutes. Either way, you have so much more time and much more like how you're going to play if you ever make it to the NBA in the G League than you would if you're playing college ball. Because one, time's different. You only play 40 minutes a game as opposed to 48 minutes a game. So you have more minutes just to give out and more people to give opportunities to. I totally see where you're coming from. The NIL money and stuff Bronny could have got's crazy, but the development that he can get from JJ, from LeBron, from everybody he goes to in the G League is something you cannot get going to a college team and being the guy on a college team. Because again, Cat was a baller in Kentucky, but no one knew he had this elite shooting ability because he wasn't utilized like that in Kentucky. Devin Booker came off the freaking fracking bench in college, and look at him now.
Well, that's just coach's decisions, though.
And who's to say Bronny's not a victim of that coaching decision in college? Who's to say? Who's to say?
Well, we'll see.
We won't see because he's not going back to college.
No, I'm saying we'll see in the NBA.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's going to be in the G League. It doesn't matter.
You don't think game one they have Bronny on there?
Yeah, they're going to get an iconic at some point, whether it's first game.
I say get it out of the way. Have Bronny start game one. Just have Bronny start game one. Get it out of the way. That way LeBron can play fresh with his son. First say, bow, and then we move on. And now the Lakers season can be about Lakers basketball. And
we'll see. We'll talk about that as the season progresses. But enough about that shit. Let's talk some NFL. Maybe we'll wrap back around the NBA later, but on to some NFL. Week 4 in the books. The Panthers, for the first time this year, let me down. Not Skyler. No. Let me down, wanting them to beat the Bengals and make them 0-4. Didn't do that, but it was still a good game. Competitive.
It was a good game.
That's all
it was competitive.
That's what you've been asking for all season.
It was competitive.
It was competitive.
That's all I asked for. I asked for us to look like an NFL team. And I felt like we looked like an NFL team, not an NFL team with a bad defense, yes. But it wasn't like all hope is lost. There were times in the fourth quarter that if drives went a certain way, catches were made by certain players, we would probably had a much better chance. But unfortunately, we didn't make those catches. We didn't make those plays. So we didn't win, but we had opportunities. And that makes me feel good because I do think the Bengals are also a better team than 0-3. They played you guys, so they played a good team. That's one loss. They also, who else did they lose to? They lost to the Commanders, who are turning out to look like a really good team.
And the Patriots.
Which, I mean, I think that might have been just a week 1 fumble there.
I don't know, man. I think that's the big thing with the Bengals is their performance through the season is so wild. It's how can you gauge this team of where they actually are in terms of how good they are? Week 1, people who probably been voted, was before the season voted like the worst team in football, the Patriots, lose to them week 1. Week 2, you're competitive against the Chiefs, who frankly had a bad game, and you played also not great, but you made mistakes and it cost you the game.
Yep.
Week 3, you play almost perfect football against a team with a rookie quarterback, but they play more perfect football and they beat you. And then week 4, you're playing against a team who is only in their second week of their backup quarterback taking over, and it's still a game in the fourth quarter where, if anything, the Panthers beat themselves. The Bengals didn't necessarily.
Yeah.
There's plenty of drops.
There's plenty of drops.
Plenty of big time
Xavier
drops.
Leggett and Jonathan Mingo really let me down a couple times. I mean, Xavier Leggett, I'll give him a pass. He's a rookie that's getting thrown into a starting position.
And also don't even have their number one receiver healthy.
Yeah.
The Panthers don't even have that was the first game I think T. Higgins played.
Yeah.
Was week 4.
Yep. And we kept letting him do T. Higgins.
He went off.
Yeah. Our defense isn't good. And then unfortunately we lost Shaq Thompson towards Achilles.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was probably the last time we'll ever see Shaq Thompson play as a Panther.
Oh.
And then Josie Jewell, who's a linebacker we just signed, also got hurt, but I don't think he's out for an extended period of time. I think he just got knocked out of the game.
Yeah.
So both of our starting linebackers are out. Like our defense is just a shambles. Like we have so many injuries on that side of the ball. But hey, competitive game. Our fan base in general just seemed really up about it. Didn't seem like we were totally lost the whole time. Yeah. Deontay Johnson had another really good game, even though apparently he wants out no matter what happens.
Oh, is that
That's what his agent's saying, is that Deontay wants out no matter what happens this year. He wants out, which maybe with these past 2 weeks, we're showing him like, hey man, like don't be like that, because the first 2 weeks he really didn't get much action. So maybe these last 2 weeks we're feeding him the ball. Maybe he likes it a little bit more.
Maybe it's just
lawyer talk.
Maybe it's the uncertainty of next year. Maybe he doesn't want to work up chemistry with Andy Dalton for 2 years just for it to change. Different quarterback. But yeah, I mean,
and then
interesting.
So if that's the case, I mean, hey,
we'll take him.
Hey, if y'all want to trade us a third.
Well, I don't know what he's worth.
I mean,
we'll have to look at what DeAndre or Devontae Adams is, because Devontae Adams' value is way better than.
You give us a third. Hey, whoever wants him for a third, we'll take him. Because I mean, shit, we got him for a 7th, I think, or 6th or 7th. So we'll take a third. He's out there playing like a third.
A 5th.
No, we don't want a 5th. We'll take a third.
Upgrade than what you got. What you traded for.
And then also Adam Thielen, when he comes back from injury, he might be on the move too. You know, like he might be a guy.
He wanted to play for us.
Yeah. Hey, for a third.
No. No. You're getting a 7th.
A 4th.
You're getting a 7th for Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen will sit on the fucking bench.
But yeah, I mean, the Bengals are a big mystery to me. I mean, it's weird. I mean, their defense has taken a hit over the last 2 years because they've decided to pay their offense over their defense, and we see the vice versa of that with the Chiefs. They traded Tyreek Hill away because they didn't want to pay him and have to risk not paying other people, and it worked in their favors. It's
much different coaching staff, though, too.
I mean, true. Much different coaching staff and different other things, but like it's decisions you make sometimes can hinder certain seasons or make some seasons difficult than they should have been. But we'll see. Maybe the Bengals turn it around from that win and it changes their dynamic. But just very all over the place, and that's not something you want to see from a team that you expect to compete for a Super Bowl come playoff time. So interested to see how that progresses. Y'all had a close one, boring ass game. Yeah, it was a boring ass game.
Yeah, the Chargers take an early 10-0 lead and then
first quarter.
Yeah, never score again.
Yeah. Somehow, I'm sure the refs are involved, right?
Yeah, probably.
Right, everybody.
Probably. I didn't watch the game, so I can't tell you, but probably.
I'm sure the refs were involved somehow, some way, not allowing them to score for the rest of the game. Totally the refs' fault, not the elite Chiefs defense or the terrible false starts, holding. Illegal formation penalties that the Chargers faced.
There's
all
the refs. There they are.
We got the same calls, but they were just doing it. So it was mostly false starts. So not something that people can freaking argue. But I'm sure everyone will find a way to argue when it comes to the Chiefs. But also, there was a little bit of a little bit of friendly fire. A little bit of friendly fire. Don't really like Patrick Mahomes trying to tackle like that anyways.
He's trying to make a play.
Or trying to tackle in general, but
he's trying to make a play. Trying to stop a score.
Yeah.
That he created.
But he missed. He missed completely and hit his own player. So
what if there was some beef there and he was done with Ray?
Yeah.
He was like, I almost call him Ray Rice.
Definitely not Ray Rice.
I mean,
The Rices ain't holding up in the NFL. Not some great names to go by. But yeah, friendly fire. Rasheed Rice going down with an injury that pretty much all of Sunday everyone was like, "That's an ACL. That's an ACL." He couldn't even walk on it. Had to get carted off the field. ACL. The Chiefs are doing voodoo magic out there, baby, because reports are saying that it's not an ACL. That he missed, that it's not going to be something he needs surgery for, that he could be back in the season sometime. They said he's getting a second opinion, and we're not going to know till probably this coming Monday what the final diagnosis is for his injury, which insane that, when this type of stuff happens and shortly after all the reports are the team fears that blah blah suffered an ACL, everyone is hoping for this exact scenario to happen. And it actually happened, and it's kind of crazy.
Well,
probably.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think y'all still need to probably be in the search for a new wide receiver.
Supposedly we are.
I'm interested to see how much y'all are willing to give up to get a wide receiver.
Probably not that much.
I hope whoever sends a wide receiver your way is not dumb and they take you to town.
They're probably.
I would. There's no way. And the thing is, okay, so. There's no way the Raiders are going to trade with you.
No, they're not. They already came out. It's already been out.
Yeah, the Raiders aren't going to trade with you, so then you'd have to go with...
It's going to be Amari Cooper. It's going to be Deontay Johnson / Adam Thielen. It's going to be...
Well, Adam Thielen's hurt, so if y'all are trying to get a receiver soon, it'd be Deontay
Johnson. It probably won't be unless we're waiting to the absolute end of the deadline. Supposedly, there may be some Jags wide receivers that are available. DeAndre Hopkins is available, supposedly. But yeah, I mean, I'm thinking more than likely Amari Cooper is our top target. He has the least cap hit, team friendly. It's only at least what he'd hit on our cap is $700K for this season for us. So that's great for us who've have so many people that we paid. But also the rumors that have been circulating ever since this has been reported and the struggles of Monday Night Football, people are saying that there's a chance that's a realistic possibility that if the Dolphins would be willing to throw away the season, say, this isn't going to work, and take the dead cap hit next year and kind of just try to either build around Jalen Waddle, try to figure something else out, maybe tank for a quarterback this year and have a backup for in case Tua's never the same, that Tyreek Hill may be available for trade, and the money would work for the Chiefs to get him back. And I miss Tyreek. He, the Wasp.
Who wouldn't miss Tyreek?
Exactly. But I also hate it because I feel like this is all just media talking heads to create storylines for people to tune into. I just want it to be over, whether it happens or not, whatever. I just want it to be over because I'm tired of slowly and more getting my hopes up, being oh my gosh, more people are saying this is a possibility. More people are saying this is a possibility, blah, 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 blah. So I am just really wanting this to be over. I want us to trade for a wide receiver today so that we don't have to talk about this
Who's
anymore.
number 10 on the Chiefs right now?
Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, yeah, so he would have to wear a different number. Oh, I wonder what number he'd wear.
I don't think we have a 0. Maybe it could be 0.
But yeah, I mean, I would definitely see the appeal of getting Tyreek Hill back on your team. I mean, personally, I would like a Jalen Waddle, but,
Because, if, you said, and whoever we're trying to talk to for a wide receiver tries to get the house or get a big haul for us, I would just, rather do it for Tyreek Hill than anybody else that we would trade, except for maybe Devontae Adams if he's available. But, again, not likely that we trade with him.
But if a team trades you a number one
caliber receiver.
Caliber receiver, and doesn't try to get the absolute and if they walk away with a 5th round pick, what the fuck are you doing? Because literally you're handing the thing that they need to continue their Super Bowl supremacy. Yeah.
Well, one thing that always back when I was a kid and I didn't really understand football and trades and stuff. I remember the year after the 49ers lost to the Ravens in the Super Bowl that the Ravens traded Anquan Bolden for a 7th round pick to the 49ers, and I was like, why would anybody do this?
Yeah.
Why would you do this to a team you just beat in the Super Bowl that already had a stacked receiving core? Then they had
well, they had a sorry receiver named Crabtree.
Yeah, Crabtree, and then there was another dude. Maybe was it Greg Jennings? Wasn't Greg Jennings on that team?
I think Greg Jennings. It might have been Greg Jennings.
But they had 3 receivers, and they got Anquan Bolden. I was like, why the hell would you do that? So I think you're probably with me, and most people are with me. No one understands NFL trades. NFL trades a lot of the time make no freaking sense.
Yeah.
Like the offers or the deals that get agreed upon, and you're like the DeAndre Hopkins deal from the Texans to the Cardinals when they gave him David Johnson and a second-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins. It was like, what the fuck? Like what trade is that?
Also, David Johnson was coming off some really good seasons, though.
He was, but they didn't. They wanted you give away a star receiver for a good running back, but not to the star.
And a second round pick.
But it wasn't. He was the best receiver in the game at that point. Like Tyreek Hill.
If you don't have somebody to throw it to him.
Tyreek Hill, we got a first round, second round, third round, fifth round for him. Like that shit's.
Well, let's also be clear that even though DeAndre Hopkins was a very good receiver.
He was the best receiver at that time.
I don't think that he was a game changer the way that
true.
Tyreek Hill has been a game changer in his career.
True. But yeah, I mean, interested to see what we do moving forward. Hope that Rashee Rice comes back this season because there was just so much excitement. Like, because we already expected us to do well, but the team we had coming in, Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Pacheco, all this. And now we lost Pacheco, we lost Rashee Rice, we lost Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown maybe comes back near the end of the season, but I guess silver lining, we got Kareem Hunt back, who I always loved.
We'll see how long he's decent for.
Yeah, he had a really good week 4, and he says he's wanting to prove people wrong that he's still the same guy that he was in 2018 when he led the league in rushing, won the rushing yards record. So very interesting.
That was 6 years ago, buddy.
It was, but he's shown it in Cleveland too. All the injuries that happened to Chubb last year, and then all the years before that too, where he had really good seasons. I've always been a huge fan of Kareem Hunt. He's always one of those guys that makes the first guy miss and then does a bunch of stuff after that. So, yeah, looking forward to how all that turns out for the Chiefs and even the Panthers if they're involved in any trades. But Week 4 wrapped up. There's only 2 undefeated teams left: the Vikings and the Chiefs. Vikings.
Wow. Sam Darnold, MVP.
Sam Darnold, MVP. And then there's only one defeated team that has yet to win a game.
The Jags.
0-4.
Jags.
So, before we move on from Panthers Chiefs, we had a request from big fan out there. Shout out to that big fan who we won't name. But they want us to name our favorite Chiefs and Panthers players of all time, and even maybe our least favorite Chiefs and Panthers players of all time.
All right, you want to go first?
My favorite, I'm going to go Panthers. Low-key favorite player of all time, and this is not only, this guy was kind of like a veteran that just stayed around the league for so long. Kick returner, punt returner, wide receiver. Wore my favorite number, Ted Ginn Jr., baby.
Yeah.
Favorite Panther of all time. Other than that, big Greg Olsen fan. I was big, it was Jonathan Stewart, and who was that other running back?
D'Angelo Williams.
I love that
Memphis.
running back combo in like Madden. Man, well, I forget what Madden it was, but I just loved having 2 really good running backs on the roster.
Oh, yeah. And 2 different running backs. D'Angelo's more of
exactly. Like Lightning
and
Thunder. Yeah, Lightning and Thunder is what I used to call it. But those are some honorable mentions. Obviously, Cam Newton's an easy one. Luke Kuechly's an easy one. Greg Olsen's an easy one. Mm-hmm. But I'd definitely say like fan favorite, not like the most flashiest player. I love Ted Ginn Jr. That's like a guy that just kind of was around the league forever and always wore number 19 everywhere he went. Big fan in my book. Least favorite player, Panthers history. Least favorite Panthers player ever. Ooh, you guys had Jared Allen, didn't you? Right? Jared Allen? Yeah. Jared Allen. He left us. He left us.
Yeah, and he actually gave us a couple good years. I actually really like
least favorite Panther of all time because you left us, Jared.
Yeah. He had a couple good years for us. For me, for Panthers, my favorite Panther of all time, and it's tough, dude, because like you said, you were naming some of them. You got Steve Smith. What an electric player. You have Luke Kuechly, who I think is one of the best middle linebackers of all time. Unfortunately, his career was cut short because of concussions. But my guy, the guy who made me love the Panthers back in the day, was Julius Peppers. Number 90.
Baller.
You know, he went to UNC. We drafted him high in the first round, and he's a Hall of Famer. You know, and he was so electric. And when he left to go play for the Bears, I was heartbroken. He went won a championship with Green Bay, so good for him. And then he came back and gave us a few good years at the end of his career to cap it off. I really love Julius Peppers, but there's always been a guy who was always the guy who just like stuck with me, even though he wasn't the best. But he was like, you know how like when you're growing up, like one guy will have like a good year, and you're like back when you were little, you're like, oh, that guy must be.
I love Darren Sproles was like one of my guys that I love. Darren Sproles.
Ricky Proehl was he was a wide receiver. He was also a wide receiver coach for a long time for us as well. He was just a shifty little white wide receiver, number 81. I used to call him Tricky Ricky.
Tricky Ricky.
Yeah, and he runs slot for us all the time. And like I said, he was never like, and he was on the teams like Steve Smith and stuff like that. So clearly he was like Steve Smith and Mush Muhammad. But every once in a while we would go out there in shotgun, and Ricky would be in the slot, and he was like a Wes Welker. Like he wasn't going to go far, but he was like shifty, and he would get open, And I used to just love that, because I always felt like when I saw him out there, I was like, oh, we could trust this guy. Like he can, he's going to. Dude, so I used to love Ricky Proehl. But but definitely Julius Peppers. Luke Kuechly, though, was right there. Oh, I fucking love Luke Kuechly. And I can go on a long tangent just about all the other really good players that we've had, but
least favorite.
I'm sorry. Is that outside?
I think so.
We're having a live concert outside.
Yeah,
I hope y'all can't hear
heavy
that.
Metal.
Yeah, because that's like copyright infringement. So I hope y'all can't hear that. But yeah, then I'll roll over to the Chiefs.
Least favorite. Your least favorite.
My least favorite Panther of all time.
No,
I think we all know.
You can't say it. You can't say Bryce Young.
I think we all know who my least favorite Panther of all time is, and that's Bryce Young. But since I can't say Bryce Young, Kelvin Benjamin. I didn't. Yeah, he was one that really disappointed me. He was good until he wasn't, and then he just fell off real fast and got real fat.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
Yeah, some other guys that I never liked. Matt Cleel. He was Ryan Cleel's brother. Do you know who Ryan Cleel is?
Yeah,
our center. Matt Cleel was a left tackle that was drafted by Minnesota. Had one good year at Minnesota, like his rookie year. He sucked for the rest of his career. So then, basically, after Minnesota was done playing with him, Ryan Cleel convinced, like get my brother over here, and we like he'll be good again, and he was ass, bro. And we paid him like quite a bit of money. I hate Matt Cleel.
At least they got paid.
Yeah, at least
brothers got paid together.
And then there's also I forget his name. I think it's Ray something, but he murdered his wife early, and so he's probably one of my.
Okay,
I forget what his name is. It was early Panthers. It was early Panthers lore, and yeah, he murdered his wife who was pregnant with her baby. So that was a bad Panther. He was not. That's not a good Panther.
My mic is falling off the stand, but it's okay.
I'm gonna work through it. Hey, we're doing it live.
But
then, who did you say your least favorite? Oh yeah, Jared Allen was your least favorite.
Yeah, Jared Allen. Even though I really don't have a problem with it. Just I don't know many Panthers. I just knew he played for you guys.
Then I'll just go over to the Chiefs. My favorite Chief of all time was Tony Gonzalez. There was just something about Tony Gonzalez back in the day when y'all sucked, and I feel like Chiefs fans don't remember those days, but y'all were bad. Y'all were bad for a long time. There was always like I have a Tony Gonzalez jersey at home. Like he was just that guy that like when you were going through all the NFL teams and you're like Chiefs, it was like Tony Gonzalez. Like that's
Tony Gonzalez, Jared Allen when he was there. Like we had very few.
Like if you were playing Madden, you were choosing the Chiefs to play with Tony Gonzalez or Larry Johnson. Those were a good 1-2 punch. Yeah. But out of all of them, and then he was just a really good. I feel like he was a good TV personality too, and stuff like that. Yeah. He just seems like a nice guy. And then I feel bad because then he went to Atlanta, which he got to the Super Bowl with Atlanta, and then
I rooted for him hardcore. Yep. I want him to win the Super Bowl. I want him to win one too. But you know the story of why he left the Chiefs?
Was it to win a Super Bowl?
No, I mean what? Like so we hired a new coach, Todd Haley. Do you remember who Todd Haley was?
Nope.
Fucking terrible piece of shit. But it was like early on in the season, maybe even before the season started, and Tony Gonzalez shows up to practice, and he's like not happy. Like he was just like the seasons have been just bad after bad after bad. He just wasn't happy. He was having a bad attitude, and Todd Haley was like, if you're gonna keep that bad attitude, you leave and never come back. And Tony's like, okay. And then we traded him the next day, or like maybe a couple days later. So that's why Tony Gonzalez left, because he had a bad attitude, and Todd Haley wouldn't let our best player on our team in the history of ever have a bad attitude for one day, and he got traded. So that's why Tony Gonzalez left. But
that's probably why y'all were a bad organization back then.
I mean, yeah, we were terrible organization. Terrible coaches. And,
bad decisions.
Bad decisions. Any other honorable mention favorites or least favorite that you got?
I mean, I can't really think of a least favorite. I mean, I don't like Harrison Buckner, not because of his stance on certain subjects. He was
a practice squad player for the Panthers.
Yeah, because we let him go, and then he turned out to be pretty good. And then, we'd even keep Graham Gano. That was the thing that irritates me is the guy that we cut you for, a year later, we're like, just go to New York. So it was we just lost two really good kickers.
Yeah.
So
shout out Panthers for that. Got the best kicker in the league right now, probably. Thank you. But yeah, for me, I'll do one on each side of the ball since that's kind of what you did. Julius Peppers and your other guy, Ricky Pro.
Tricky Pro. He was my sneaky favorite.
Sneaky favorite.
He was my sneaky favorite. Because I also really like Jake Delhomme too.
Jake Delhomme. Yeah.
The only winner of the Bojangles Quarterback Challenge. He's still defending champion.
Defending champion.
Yeah, nobody
waiting for somebody to challenge him. Just sitting at home, phone next to him. He was like,
lifetime supply of Bojangles.
Yeah. Favorite player on the defense. I mean. Super easy, I feel like. Super probably basic, but Eric Berry. I loved Eric Berry. Battled cancer, came back. One iconic, two iconic moments was he came back from cancer. We played against the Atlanta Falcons, and that was where he was from. And he got a pick 6 and a pick 2-point conversion, 8 points, and we won. I think the game by 2 points. Basically, he won us the game by scoring those 8 points for us. So that was a legendary moment. And then. 2018 AFC Championship game. Me and my buddy Braden were at that game, the first game, AFC Championship game in Arrowhead, Chiefs history, and Justin Houston and Eric Berry come out of the tunnel, and Eric Berry's got Justin Houston on a leash, and he's like a dog. And then and then they just come out everyone gets so. I'm getting chills just thinking about it right now. It was just iconic, really emotional because we all kind of knew this was the last time we were gonna see them play together, at least for in Arrowhead. Because we were hoping we'd make the Super Bowl and they play again. But it was last time both of them were together with us, and it was pretty iconic, special moment. So love.
Did y'all win that game?
No. We
lost I honestly didn't know. So that's what I forgot. So
yeah, we lost. But really,
fucking Tom Brady, bro.
Fucking
Tom Brady.
Love Eric Berry. Honorable mentions on defense was Derek Johnson. I love Derek Johnson. Throughout my whole life, he was just the best middle linebacker that I knew on our team. Funny enough, I went to school with a guy named Derek Johnson, who I didn't like very much. Shout out Derek. Hopefully you don't listen to this, but you're all right.
Hey Derek. If you are listening to it,
if you are, I'm sorry.
Hey Derek.
That I was a dick to you in high school all the time. But I really like the dude that played for the Chiefs that had your name, so I hope that makes it better. Well wishes. I heard you got engaged recently.
Hey, congratulations, Derek.
Congratulations.
Let's hear it for Derek. Woo!
But hopefully you're not listening to this. But if you are, that's okay.
Derek, we're at 5 minutes of Derek time. Let's talk about Derek.
Other players, those guys on defense. Tom Bahali, legend.
Oh, yeah.
He has a song on Spotify that's Chief that me and Braden have listened to ever since we've lived together back in 2017, 2018. It's just about it's time we get it started. Just talking about Chiefs and the fans and the vibe. So shout out Tom Bahali in that song. We're the only people that listen to that song every Sunday. But awesome. On offense, I'm also probably pretty basic in it, but Jamal Charles, freaking legend.
I don't going to choose Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, he's number one by far. Nobody's ever going to beat him. And Travis Kelce's probably tied with him. But Jamal Charles, I loved him. I loved Dwayne Bowe. He was a good dude. Became a rapper after his NFL career, so shout out to him. He actually, those big hats, those oversized hats. Mm-hmm. He tweeted a picture the other day. Was just undefeated with the big ass Chief hat on. So
sorry to interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
Just something that came to my mind. You were talking about Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah.
Getting Tyreek Hill back. What if it would cost you Travis Kelce?
No.
Y'all have other tight ends that are doing stuff for you.
I know we have other tight ends.
Seems like y'all need a wide receiver, not a tight end.
Yeah, no. So let's take a
all the Swifties go to Miami.
Let's take a trip down memory lane. Right, the year after we lost 2021 offseason, the Bengals beat us. They went to Super Bowl. They lost. Tyreek Hill chooses a 3-year deal over a 4-year deal, and the difference was we paid him $1 million less, or the same money, but we paid him 1 year longer. He got 1 year less from Miami, and that was basically the difference. That's why he left. Money was more important to Tyreek Hill than staying with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and building a championship. Travis Kelce has never asked, demanded, or ever wanted to be the highest paid. He's constantly always talked about he is just so happy to be here, to win, and to be a part of a organization, a fan base that loves him. And now that we have 3 championships, I'll take that over Tyreek Hill any day. I would be devastated if Travis Kelce finishes his career anywhere else but the Chiefs. I don't care if you tell me right now we win a Super Bowl this year if we trade Travis for Tyreek Hill. I'm not taking it. I want Travis Kelce.
What if we offer you 3 first?
They give up the Miami Dolphins.
No, let's just say the Panthers.
The Panthers
offer you 3 first
for Travis Kelce.
You tell me you don't want Travis Kelce to leave?
No.
Oh, brother.
Okay. If I'm in your situation or like a situation where we haven't won a championship with this team, then maybe. But we have 3 championships. I'm happy with what we have. I was happy with fucking 1.
Yeah, you got to think about the future. 3 first.
We have Patrick Mahomes. Our future's fine. Our future's good. I want Travis Kelce to retire as a Chief, and I don't give a damn what anybody offers. I want Travis Kelce for life. But Jamal Charles, Priest Holmes is another like honorable mention on offense. Mitchell Schwartz, our old left tackle, like one of the best left tackles ever. Loved him. I also really love Trey Smith right now. I'm not saying he's like a fan favorite forever, but loved him. Big fan of Sammy Watkins when we got Sammy Watkins. Dante Hall. How could I forget about Dante Hall? Electric. Amazing. Love that dude. His punt return thing thing they always show on.
I didn't know I could name every Panther.
I mean, sorry, I
didn't know I could name every single Panther.
I just love my Chiefs players. Sorry, people that I hate. I could go down the list of corners that I hate: Orlando Scandrick, Phillip Gaines. I don't hate him. Never mind. Definitely one person that I was never a fan of, but I was too young to really be like super dramatic about it, but I hated Trent Green. Trent Green was like just not a guy that I like.
Well, what I love is you have a deep hatred for Trent Green, but I remember not saying Trent Green was like
he
Super
got us
Bowl,
the playoffs,
but like
we lost to Tom Brady.
But I remember Trent Green being like mid, like
he was mid.
looking over at the Chiefs and being like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he was fine.
And he had a hell of a smile.
Yeah, I hate that fucking
smile. A hell of a smile. Every Madden I just
part of like Chiefs,
I can close my mind and picture his Madden picture right now. Damn, there he is.
He's part of like Chiefs media or some media right now that talks about the Chiefs pretty often, but I hated Trent. As a kid, didn't like him. I was more happy with Tyler Thigpen as our quarterback than I was with Trent Green at our quarterback position. Don't Google it. Don't Google his smile. I don't want to see Trent Green's stupid ass face. But yeah, Orlando Scandrick talk a lot of shit about the Chiefs, and I hate his ass with a burning passion. I hate Phillip Gaines. He's talked shit about us too.
Look at that smile, dude. That's the picture I was literally envisioning in my head. There it is.
Dude, I feel like I'm about to botch his name. He came from the Eagles. I think it's Jeremy. I want to say McLean, but I don't think that's right.
I don't know who.
He wore number 19 for us. Jeremy something, dude.
Macklin.
That's what it was. Thank you so much. He came from the Eagles.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be like a big signing. I think that was
he was decent at the Eagles. And I think him jumping over to the Chiefs was supposed to be like this. Oh!
I think he came over like right after we got Andy Reid and we were trying to build something. I think we just got Alex Smith too, or maybe possibly. But didn't like him. He never panned out. He wore my number. People that wear my number that suck, I freaking hate.
People rarely wear 36. So and usually when they do wear 36,
they're like corners or safeties.
Yeah, they're shitty players that don't play ever.
No
so I see them like on kick
Jerome
returns.
Bettis.
Yeah, Jerome Bettis did. Yeah,
Beast.
The bus. But
he was one of my favorite players as a kid too.
Yeah, he was fun. Even though I didn't like watching the Steelers win because because people who were Steelers fans would always come to class and be like, "We have 6 Super Bowls or whatever,"
God,
and it's just like,
look
probably
how
the Panthers have.
Man. They suck now.
But
6 Super Bowls still in like 20 years later.
They're 3-1 right now.
They're looking good.
Yeah, I mean they're looking pretty
but
good.
Yes, that was always before Tom Brady came and all that. It was always like, we're the Steelers. We're the best team in NFL history. We've had 6 Super Bowls. It's like, shut up.
And I remember, dude, I had a buddy. His name was Keith Bass. Hey, Keith, if you're listening to this, hey.
Keith.
Yeah, but he was a huge Patriots fan back in the day.
What a piece of shit.
In middle school, he was a Patriots fan, and
what a piece of shit.
And
I take it back.
I don't remember what because his family, he was a Miami. His dad was a Miami Hurricanes fan. So
bandwagon.
Yeah,
is what you're trying to tell me.
I just never understood why he liked the Patriots, but he would represent the Patriots before they won a Super Bowl. And I remember it just pissed
That's
me
rare.
off. Huh? Yeah,
That's rare.
I'm saying, like, I'll give him credit that like he
Good
like.
I take everything I said back about you, Keith. Sorry.
And it would piss me off because they start winning, and then it was just like, oh, the Patriots are the best. And we actually had a watch party.
Each other in the Super Bowl. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
And then we had a watch party the year that it was the Giants and the Patriots
undefeated season.
Yeah. And we had a watch party, and it was like. It was electric because like it was pretty much everybody was against the Patriots, bro. Like, and I remember this was God. What year was that? That was 2007. 7. So I was
or 8, one of the two.
Yeah, no, I think it was 7.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I was a junior in high school at the time, and when they won, like when I forgot who caught, was it Plexico Burress?
Yeah, Plexico Burress.
Yeah, when he caught the touchdown. Like we all the people, I didn't give a shit about the Giants, but like us, there's like 7 of us there, and like it was like most of us wanted the Giants to win except for like Keith. We all started hugging, like we were like we just wanted the fucking we were like tackling each other, like just celebrating because like we were like fuck the Patriots, and then so there was that, and then dude, another weird. Me and buddy from work, Tyler, you know Tyler.
Yep. Shout out Tyler.
Shout out Tyler. We went and watched the Super Bowl at another Patriots fan's house that worked with us. His name was Peter. Peter, like this, we went and watched the Atlanta. Yeah, dude. So like, we got to watch a Patriots fan have a total fucking meltdown, and like. When they won, dude, it was nuts. He punched a hole. So this guy was like staying at his sister's house, and he punched a hole in his sister's wall.
After they lost?
After they
thought
won.
they were going to lose?
No, when they won. Like, when they won, he like... And then he proceeded to call everybody he knew that was a Giants fan. And then, like, while me and Tyler sitting there, he's like calling everybody he knows. He's like, "Hey, fuck you, you piece of shit!" And he like hang up. And he would like call somebody else. And he's like, "Hey, fuck you."
This is why everyone hates Patriots fans.
Yeah.
I, as a Chiefs fan, have never done this in my life.
Me neither. And I was just like, "Hey, I'm heading out." Like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah,
it seems like your sister wants to have a talk with you, and I want to get the fuck out of here.
The Patriots undefeated season, me and my dad had a bet. I was like in 4th grade at this time, and I was like, I think the Patriots are going to win because they haven't lost. And my dad was like, well, I think the Giants are going to win. I was like, loser has to shave their head. And I had like long hair back then. So did my dad, and they lost. And I was like behind the couch, like hiding and crying because the Patriots lost. My dad was like,
"Brother, do you have this thing?
What?
Look at this. This is a $350 bobblehead right here. You got this thing right here? Look at this. $350 Trent Green.
He probably
Priest Holmes.
Jesus, fuck Trent Green.
Look at that. Look at that. He's handing the ball off to Priest Holmes.
Honestly, I think my grandpa hated Trent Green too. So like,
Yeah,
I was too young for like his whole career to really develop like hatred. But now, like looking back, I know I hated that guy.
Oh, look at this. The Patrick Mahomes one. Just $225.
That's sexy.
That does not look.
That
does not look like Travis.
But couple things first before we get into MVP faves.
Oh yeah.
And that type of stuff. I want to overreact a little bit.
Oh,
this
I love
is like,
it.
Yeah, this is your thing.
You're
the king of overreacting.
I love it.
Last night he was talking about LaMelo Ball winning MVP. So
hey, it's only plus 70,000.
Yeah, but I don't want to overreact. But is Jayden Daniels already a better quarterback than Lamar? Is he the Lamar Jackson quarterback that everyone? Is he the version of Lamar Jackson that's an accurate thrower but only runs when he needs to? Like,
or is he just the newest version of RG3? RG3 was a great passer and a great mobile quarterback until he got hurt.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for like back when RG3 was at Washington. I used to love running them in Madden, dude, because
they
were
so fun.
They were so fun. He was so fun, and
I played Madden 25 like a emulator, and he's on. RG3's on that. I play it, and I'm just like, he was so good.
Yeah, so
it's a balanced quarterback.
Yep. So I mean, I think that's instead of comparing him to Lamar, because
I don't want to compare him.
Yeah, because Lamar's a totally different thing. But
to be clear, he's still not even anywhere close to how good Lamar is.
Yeah,
Lamar's elite at running and good thrower.
At being an NFL athlete. Yes. Lamar's elite.
True.
Where I mean, right now, I mean, you know, every once in a while you get these rookie quarterbacks that come in and they make a huge difference at the beginning. And it really just depends on if they can continue that success. Because, I mean, it happens a lot. But then,
Mac Jones, for example, he had a great rookie year. And then they blow up. But then you also have examples like Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah.
When Ben Roethlisberger came into the league, he fucking tore the league up. Like I think they only had one loss as a starter his rookie year.
Yeah.
And then he continued to, with that success. So we'll see. I mean, I think he might be a better passer than Lamar already.
He already shows it.
So
the last two weeks have been insane, like accuracy wise, and it's not like he's just throwing these little like dump offs and they're going for like he's throwing the ball. He's throwing like corner routes to like the out of bounds, like right on the fucking edge where it's got to be. He's throwing little in routes, like threading it between defenders. Like he's making tough passes, and he's my second favorite quarterback to watch right now. Like I'm excited to watch Commanders football games. And honestly, these predictions we made in like before the season started about like Eagles Cowboys top of the NFC East or whatever. I'm rooting for the Commanders. I want the Commanders to come out on top.
Well,
and also, is this the toughest division? Wait, no, never mind.
Are they the toughest division? No. Like, are they the team that is probably?
What was I thinking of?
I don't know, but is every team probably disappointing in that division?
A little bit, yeah.
Except for the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really rooting for the Commanders. I'm a big Jayden Daniels. I'm on the bandwagon right now.
Yeah, I mean, and they also went and snagged some Panthers guys over the offseason.
Yeah, they got Jeremy Chin, who
Chin and Frankie Louvu.
Little bit of a fan favorite of mine, at least from Madden. Like years past in Madden, I would trade for Jeremy Chin and Dante Jackson, who were two fast, agile players, and they were pretty cheap to get in Madden. So those two guys that I grew to like.
Let me see how my ex-boys are doing real quick. They have Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, they have Bobby Wagner.
Love Frankie Louvu, second in tackles for them, bro. He's a fucking dog. He has 3 sack yards. One forced fumble. Of course, Frankie Louvu does. But, where's Jeremy Chin at?
Yeah,
look, he's like 4th for them. Like, we did not use Jeremy Chin enough. That's always so upsetting. You know what I liked about Jeremy Chin is that he did this thing where before every game he would wear a jersey of a North Carolina like sports legend.
Oh, that's cool.
And then sign it and then sell it for charity.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I loved how he used to do that.
I always like people that do that.
And speaking of charity, I just want to say something real quick. I know I talk a lot of shit about Dave Tepper, but I want to give him some props right now. He donated $3 million to Western North Carolina because of the absolute fucking horror fest that's going on over there. Unfortunately, after Hurricane Helen, I think it was, whichever hurricane. But as much shit as I want to talk to him about him being a horrible owner and just interfering with football stuff, I do at least appreciate that he is out there trying to help the community. And donate. So thank you, Mr. Tepper, on that.
Shout out Tepper.
Big shout outs to the big Tep man. I won't talk shit about you for at least 1 month for this. So
1 month?
Yeah.
I'm holding you to that, brother.
So 1 month of no David Tepper talk because you're maybe a good person at heart.
Yeah.
Or tax write-offs. But whatever. Whichever. I was a good person at heart thing. Starting now, though. No bad talk.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, Commanders, my new second favorite team. Going to watch them every week and really look for Jayden Daniels to be the second best quarterback in the league for the foreseeable future. Just kidding. Major overreaction, but we'll see. Time will tell. Easily could fall off after this, but I'm hoping he keeps balling out. On to, we're 1/4 done with the season. Mm-hmm. 4 weeks in. Who's your MVP?
MVP.
And maybe even Defensive Player of the Year if you want to go that far.
Okay.
I got mine.
I think MVP right now.
What's your? Maybe we should get into this. What's your criteria for MVP? I know it's a quarterback stat. It's almost always going to be a quarterback stat. But
unless somebody's having an amazing year.
Is it like this player gets removed from the team? They're not as good without them because I feel like that's what I thought MVP used to mean. But if that's the case, then the best player of the league every year is going to win. Like LeBron James would have won it like 8 straight years. So
it's also story based. Also
story based. Yeah.
And I'm going to go kind of a bit off of a story, but I think the guy who there's 2 guys right now. I think you would either go with the safe pick of Sam Darnold, just how well he's playing right now.
He's younger than Joe Burrow.
Huh?
He's younger than Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
But you go Sam Darnold. He's just having an amazing year for a team that was kind of written off after J.J. McCarthy got hurt, and it was like, oh, now they have to start Sam Darnold. Oh boy! And he's been playing electric. But my guy, if I had a vote, would be Jared Goff right now.
Okay.
I think he's doing a real good job leading that the Detroit offense. And I mean, shit, the other night he went 17-17.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
And like great throws, making smart decisions. And so, I mean, those would be my two guys that I would say are leading my personal field. There's also CJ Stroud. You know, if you're just looking at stats, he's up there in passing yards. Or, I mean,
who's the guy above CJ Stroud?
Geno Smith. Brock Purdy, Geno Smith, and Dak Prescott are the top 3 in yardage.
Interesting.
But I think you need to have a winning percentage to be MVP, or you know, a positive winning percentage. So goodbye, Brock. Dak, you're right there in the middle. I think, right, 2-2.
I think so. I'm not too sure.
But if we're looking at Defensive Player of the Year, let's see here. Let me see who we got here. Sack leaders. Oh, Aiden Hutchinson. He's got 6.5 sacks. Old man.
Is sacks the big criteria you think for Defensive Player of the Year?
I think it helps, especially not just sacks, but like tackles for loss and stuff like that too.
Yeah, win percentages, like against block win percentage.
Well, I don't think they have this shit. I wish they did on ESPN, but I'm looking at pretty basic stats over here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Who's also got tackles for losses? Dude, Kyle Van Noy's having a pretty good year though. He's second in sacks, first in tackles for losses. Who's got total tackles? I mean, and necessarily it doesn't have to be sacks either, because I mean, shit, Luke Kuechly won Defensive Player of the Year, and he didn't get many sacks at all. It was just number of tackles. And
I feel like a lot, like recently at least, like a lot of the linemen are ones that are winning it.
Well, they're the game changers.
Yeah, true.
You know, like they're
the last like non-lineman that won was Stephon Gilmore, corner, and that man was locked down.
Yeah,
but it just seems like as the years go on, like they just start to like hone in on one like specific area of the field on defense, and they're kind of the ones that rule the awards, which is kind of unfortunate. But
yeah, maybe Aiden Hutchinson for Defensive Player of the Year. I mean,
2 Lions, wow.
Yeah, 2 Lions. They're gonna have a good year.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl. To be honest,
they're gonna lose the Super Bowl. But
no, you think they're going to the Super Bowl though?
I don't know. I would like for him to go to the Super Bowl. It'd be nice because, like I said,
and that's part of the story. That's part of like the reason why I think if he's able to keep Detroit good again this year, and they're like a if they're a top 3 seed and they're like really good and have a lot of convincing wins, I don't see why old Jared Goff couldn't get an MVP there in Detroit.
I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna do my Defensive Player of the Year. Call me biased.
Oh boy,
but it's Chris Jones.
Chris Jones
just creates havoc at all the time. He don't get the stats. He doesn't get the sacks. He doesn't get the tackles all the time. But
he has 3 tackles for loss.
This man creates so much havoc, pressure on the quarterback. It is insane. Like I said after week 1 against the Ravens, if Lamar Jackson wasn't the quarterback back there, if it was Jared Goff or Sam Darnold, Chris Jones has 6 sacks week 1. Like he is just balling out.
I wish I would show you pressures on here.
Because dude, he's pressuring so much. He's winning. He's getting double teamed. Like he's not Aaron Arnold, but ever since Aaron Darnold has like been around, Chris Jones has almost always been right behind him as like the second best defensive tackle in the game. And it's just, I'm glad that now he gets a chance to shine because he is the best defensive tackle in the game, and he does create constant havoc and constant pressure and constant just winning his assignments. And the thing is, he's not just down the middle all the time. He's not just like playing against the guards and the centers. He's playing against the tackles on the outside. He's switching sides. He can do it all on the defensive line, and he makes big time plays in big time moments. And I hope eventually he gets a Defensive Player of the Year because he 100% deserves it.
I think it's just gonna be tough with the lack of stats. I think that helps out a lot. Like,
but Aaron Donald's won Defensive Player of the Year with not the craziest stats, right? Am I tripping?
No, I think Aaron Donald was having some. Let's see. We'll look at Aaron Donald.
I think there was some years where he was like the amount of double teams and wins that he was still getting, but not necessarily stats wise. Like he still won Defensive Player of the Year. But maybe I'm tripping. Offensive though, I'm kind of with you in the same boat. I think Sam Darnold deserves it if we're talking about storyline here because no one. You probably could have gone down the line in the AFC, and they probably would have been like bottom like 6.
In 2018, he had 20.5 sacks.
Yeah.
In 2019, he had 12.5 sacks. In 2020, he had 13.5 sacks.
When did he win? Which years did he win Defensive Player of the Year? Does it say?
Let's see. I can probably go to his bio.
Just curious on the years that.
It doesn't. It says career highlights, and that's just for college. You busta, but I feel like it has to be.
I mean, yeah, the 20. How many times did he win? I thought he won, 3 times? 2 times? 3 times? 2 times? 2 times?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Yep. ESPN sucks.
Yep, ESPN not having all the stats that we need. God dang it.
It's all right. Just curious, but I hope Chris Jones wins Defensive Player of the Year at some point. I get sacks are important, but also the person that creates movement in the pocket that leads to sacks is also very valuable.
2017, 2018, and 2020 were the years that 17, 18, and 2020. 17, 18, and 2020, baby. Oh, man. I'm over here.
Stats.
Stats. I'm screwing up here. Oh, no, everybody. So, 2017, he had 11. 2018, he had 20.5. And then 2020, he had 13.5.
Okay.
He also had 7 stuffs.
Interesting.
I don't know what stuffs are, but...
I'm interested to see. I hope Chris Jones is getting more sacks as the year goes on. He only gets better as the year goes on. That's also Chris Jones' best trait is that as the year goes on, he just gets better and better, creates more and more pressure, and gets more and more sacks. So that's my vote. I mean, the offense, it seems like a quarterback.
So did you MVP? You said
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, as long as he keeps playing the way he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
is a good story. You could have named, people probably would have named, especially after the J.J. McCarthy injury, people probably would have named, at least 10 teams in the NFC that they were going to guess would go 4-0 to start the season before they got to the Vikings.
That's true. But man, the weapons around him, Aaron Jones is playing great. Justin Jefferson, I think Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league.
He's 100% the best wide receiver in the league. He's been the best wide receiver, I feel like, for 3 years.
But I think this is just showing it. No matter who you got throwing to me.
But it always sucks. It always seems like the best wide receiver in the league never has an elite quarterback.
It's hard to pay both.
And it's hard to pay both, but it's so awesome. We saw it for 3 years. I mean, maybe not even 3 years because people didn't think Tyreek was the best receiver till 2020, maybe 2021, 20, maybe, I don't know. He didn't really get the real props he deserved until after he left and did the numbers. They're like, oh, wait, this guy's actually really freaking good no matter who the quarterback is. But I just love to see Justin Jefferson with a Patrick Mahomes or with a Justin Fields. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah. Yeah. Anything else?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, you said you want to talk about CMC, right?
Oh yeah, I did actually. Yep. No, you're right. I do have something else.
How about that?
Fun little thing that I was noticing about CMC. Right. So poor CMC. He's having a bad season. Right. He's hurt. Both knees have tendonitis or whatever, or both ankles, something like that's happening in both legs.
Yeah.
And I find it kind of funny because this is the thing that everybody talks shit about the Panthers with CMC. So we would use CMC like the 49ers did. He would then have a season where he was hurt. So then it was, the Panthers are a shitty organization that are overworking their players. And now, so we trade CMC off. He has a year where they work the shit out of him. And now he's hurt. But where's all the hate towards San Francisco about how they overworked him and how, of course, when you go out there and make your offense CMC like we did, he's eventually going to tear down. And
which is crazy because CMC was basically your only weapon, and they have all these weapons with CMC, and CMC was still used as shit, and overused.
Yeah. So and that's the beauty about CMC is that if you can use him like that, he's an amazing player and he's going to do some amazing things. Mm-hmm. But he's also a player that tears down, and we saw it because the last year or two of him being a Panther, and I know a lot of Panthers fans want to hate the fact that we gave him away for a third and second or third round, I think. But he was doing a lot of sitting on the bench because we overworked him. Here, you know what I'm saying? Here it is now.
Took a year and a half, but it happened.
Yeah, here it is. And I feel bad for him, and I hope he comes back. But it sounds kind of bad. If he's still sitting and every week I feel like they don't know the answer. They're getting another opinion. So I feel like they're getting told a lot of bad news, and they're trying to find some doctor that's going to tell them something decent. But yeah, I mean, that's just my little CMC rant. Just there was a lot of hate towards us when we used to run CMC into the ground, but they ran him into the ground, and now it's where's that San Francisco hate at?
Nah, it sucks. Yeah, just one-sided. It seems like, but yeah, it is what it is. But hope CMC gets better.
CMC, baby,
he's elite.
He's elite.
He's elite.
I miss him.
Yeah, I mean,
I wanted Leonard Fournette.
Really?
You
want to
think about that for a
That's
second.
funny.
And I'm not saying that we made the wrong decision. Like, we definitely made the best decision. But
did.
I remember that draft. It was Leonard Fournette and CMC, and Leonard Fournette was just a dog at LSU. And I just felt like CMC was one of those college guys that like was really good at college, but that wasn't going to work out in the NFL. And I clearly was wrong.
Yeah.
CMC was one of the all-time great Panthers, and Leonard Fournette is a Super Bowl champion.
He is a Super Bowl champion, but that was his only really like his thing. His rookie year, he had a pretty solid year, and then basically his career died until Tom Brady saved him.
Yep.
One story I always love from CMC that made me like love him and like respect him was the year like leading into the season. One season he's like, I'm gonna get 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards, and then he did it. Like the fact that he called it. Like dog,
fucking dog,
straight
bro.
dog. I was like, holy shit! I was like, this guy's him. Like he literally said, "I'm gonna do it," and I can do it. It's easy, not easy, but like he was like, "I can do it. I'll do it," and he did it. And I was like, respect.
Yeah, dude.
Always respect.
Like, and there was because God, what year did he do that at?
I want to say like 2018, 2018, 2017, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, there it is. I was like, where the hell is this mouse at?
But yeah.
But yeah, anything else outside of sports?
Addicted to a shitty ass game.
2K, baby. We love 2K.
One thing I've always wanted to do, and maybe getting this out to the millions of people that listen to us every week. One thing I've always wanted to do when it comes to games is a game night, and we obviously game like pretty much every night.
Every night we're gaming,
but like a game night where it's focused on fun games, not necessarily the competitive games or the games that take a lot of focus or attention or where you need to play well to have a good time, but like a game night once a week, once a month, once every 2 weeks where we all just get on and play like Pummel Party and Among Us. And
I want to play that one working game. The
working
Dale
game.
and Dale,
that game's so fun.
Yeah.
That game is so fun. But yeah, just like we just have a night with like 10 people or so and just play a bunch of like fun party games. We can all just laugh, have a good time, chill, have some conversations, and have some conspiracy talks while we're playing. Like nothing that takes our 110% of focus that we're all super competitive in. Just the games we can have fun. Like Lockdown Protocol. Have you seen that game? It's like Among Us, but kind of realistic, where you have to do like all these tasks around the ship and stuff. And there's no like meetings. Like you find a dead body, you just find a dead body. You got to figure it out.
Oh no.
And then like you got to do all these tasks. There's guns where people can shoot people whether you're the killer or not. And you kind of just have to figure it out. And it doesn't even matter if you kill all the killers. You still have to finish your task before the time runs out. Like there's a set time limit. And even if all the killers are dead, you got to get all the tasks.
Oh, you can kill a killer?
Yeah, you can kill. Everyone can kill everyone. So you can be wrong and still like survive. Like there's no voting out or anything. It's just survive, do all the tasks, or if the time runs out, the killers win. If you finish all the tasks and all the killers are alive, then the game's over and you won. Like it's very interesting. You should look it up. It's a very fun game. Like I think like $10, but just a bunch of party games. Everyone gets together. We have a nice chill night. We take a chill pill from all the competitive games everybody loves to play. Because
I love being competitive. Though.
I love being competitive too.
I love it.
Like I have other friends, that don't play 2K with us, and their like main consumption of video games is League of Legends, Valorant, and CS:GO. Just sounds like they hate their life every other night, like we do for playing. Yeah, like I'll get in this fucking chat sometimes after everyone gets off, and I'll go to they're like, "Oh my god, I want to fucking die," and I'm just like, "Oh shit, man." I'm in
jungle. I'm jungling.
Yeah. I'm getting ganked. Oh my god.
Yeah, nobody's going mid. Is that a term? I don't know. I think I've heard League of Legends.
Yeah. But just wish we could do that more. Wish we could some point in our lives maybe we get it and we all have a good nice time every once in a while and just play some fun games.
Well, that's not who we are, Roman.
Not who we are. We're addicted to shitty games that steal our money every year. But yeah, that's all I got. Anything for you?
Nope. Hell's Kitchen started. New season of Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen. Oh shit.
All head chefs only.
Head chefs only.
Head chefs only.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yep.
Oh, also Played Up. We can play Played Up, dude.
Oh, yeah, Play is fun.
Gosh,
Yeah, Play is fun.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Hey, thanks for listening to us.
And don't forget to check us out on Defense Pod. The NBA season is coming up. We're tweeting a lot, giving our predictions, giving some outlooks on some teams. Still keep an eye on for our bold predictions coming this weekend.
And they're gonna be bold.
They're gonna be bold. I was kind of close this last week.
I was way off. I was way off.
I thought you were gonna be way off in the first half. You guys only had 14 points, and then
we turned around a little bit.
But I was kind of close. If he didn't run it in so much, maybe he has 3 passing TDs and not like 3. I think he had like 2 or 3 rushing TDs that game. But I was kind of close. That was the closest anyone's gotten so far.
Well, get ready for this week because mine's gonna be bold.
Yeah, mine's gonna be kind of crazy. Honestly, I might get canceled for my take. No, I'm just kidding. But at On Defense Pod, keep tabs on us. Engage with us a little bit. Like you see me tweet something you don't agree with, say hey.
Yell at him.
Say hey On Defense Pod, On Defense Twitter account. You suck, and I'll be like love you, or whoever's running the account at that point in time. I'll go, We've had some robot DMs, so if you DM us, don't act like a robot.
Keep coming.
Act like a real human. But yeah, that's about it. But yeah, see y'all later. Love you.
Bye.